Greetings, everyone. I've returned. Not trying to keep you too long. Just trying to tell y'all that we're in great danger. And I've been trying to reach out to y'all for over 20 years. And most people have not been paying attention to me for many different reasons that I can outline. That's fine. Don't pay attention. Ultimately, and don't pay attention now if you don't want to. According to the analytics that I see from most of my videos on many of my social media platforms, the majority of you will not last more than 3 or 4 minutes viewing this broadcast. So I don't know what to say about that, except for the fact that the things that I'm about to say now are important, and you should probably listen, because we're facing some extinction level events. Right now, we have the advent of AI and robotics, which will be replacing the majority of our jobs, those of us in the world who have jobs. And when those jobs are replaced, it'll leave us basically with nothing to do. Imagine living in a city, like you have rent, you still have your basic needs, every basic need that you've ever had your whole entire life, except for the fact now that you have no earnings potential, because artificial intelligence has replaced just about 100% or 90% of the jobs that exist in the workforce. So a bunch of us will be walking around playing with our thumbs and wondering what to do next. But those realities will still be present. You still have to eat, you still have to drink, you might have to wash your clothes or purchase shoes, or feed your children. You might want to do something, but there's not going to be any money coming in, because your job has been replaced by AI. And this is not something that's into the near future or the far future or whatever. This is already the case. You got AI truck drivers, automakers, burger flippers, lawyers, just about every area of importance in our society where it takes a human laborer to work will be replaced by artificial, if it hasn't already be replaced by artificial intelligence. And but our economic situation will still basically be the same. Our realities will be the same. So what do the powers that be, that obviously should not be our overlords, think about all of this? They're actually thrilled. If you heard of a guy named Klaus Schwab, he told us a while ago that by 2030 we'll all own nothing and be happy. What he's been referring to is the solution to this problem that I've been telling you about for the past few minutes, and it's called universal basic income. So that'll basically be like a big welfare check from the state in order to take care of your basic needs. Now, this will be offered to the general consensus of humanity, while those who fancy themselves as elite, who's already elevated themselves to the level of godhood and serfdom, and us to serfdom on this plane of existence, well, right now the divide will be even greater. There will be no class system like poor, middle class, rich, and then super rich. There'll just be the super rich and the basic super poor. And not to mention the fact that with this universal basic income, there'll be a certain level of compliance to the wishes of the elite demanded. So let's just say that you're not in compliance. The fact of the matter is that your card or your wallet or whatever it is will be easily turned off. You will not be able to buy or sell or whatever. This stuff is real, y'all. And so basically, I just posted something on my timeline on Facebook to let people understand the whole history of how this has come to be, and what the aims are, and how by experts, not me, but by experts, and that have been in this field trying to protect us for decades. So I'm not out here just trying to ring the alarm and warn everybody. I'm what you call a resolutionary, the first of my kind in modern times, as far as I know. I'm the only one out here that I know right now, for the longest time, that had been saying, F the system, let's completely abandon this whole thing right now. And this was a very long ago, and let's we as humanity conceive of a system of living that we are all in agreement with, that we can go forward with in the future. And as you can see, there's all sorts of anomalies taking place all over this plane of existence right now. You have herds of bear, which are, I don't even know what you would call like a group of bears migrating in a particular direction together all at once, because bears are solitary creatures. So are bald eagles, but you're seeing bald eagles congregate everywhere. You're seeing bears and antelope and elk and moose and all of those things exiting Yellowstone Park right now. Yellowstone, they're saying, is a super volcano, which, if it erupts, will have a huge devastating effect on the entire United States, or on a huge portion of the United States. So that there is something that people ought to think about. So you got that going on. You have flooding going on, not just in America, but all over the world. You have tsunamis, earthquakes. So we have all of that to add to the unsustainability of all of these planned events by those people who fancy themselves as our overlords, right? So clearly, the life that we've grown comfortable with and accustomed to living our entire existence is about to change. And, I know a lot of you don't really care anyway, but you give very little care to it. Like, you're the type of people that I'll cross that bridge when I get there, because you can't even, you're so far removed and out of touch with reality, removed from and out of touch with reality, that you cannot even identify with the possibility of the things that I'm saying really being a reality. So therefore, you're not going to do anything about it. Matter of fact, a great deal of you are already gone and have already stopped listening to me. That's fine. But in a little while, many of you are going to regret those decisions. There's a bunch of people in our community worldwide called the prepper community. And what these people are doing is stocking up on goods and, placing themselves in positions that they'll be able to deal with the expected fallout of the things that I'm mentioning. However, these for the most part, these people are individualists. Like, I'm a prepper myself, but I'm a prepper / revolutionary / resolutionary. I'm primarily a a resolutionary. And as such, what I'm doing is not just sounding the alarm, but I'm trying to create solutions for us, and solutions like I'm trying to get assemble people of like mind, particularly in the region that I'm situated, the Caribbean, to come together with a common plan as to how we all plan to go forward, and concentrate our efforts and be a support to one another going forward into the future, and how we will not be complying with the plans and wishes of those who fancy themselves as the elite or our overlords. Because, to be honest with you, to be completely blunt with you, there's a whole lot of people on this plane of existence right now. And back decades and decades ago, I could tell you about Jimmy Carter, when the Carter administration was in, there was a study commissioned by his administration called Global Initiative 2000. Look it up. And this is when these people have basically mapped out everything and came up with a plan as to how to proceed forward in the future, due to the fact that they consider the earth to be overpopulated right now, and there's too many people on the earth. So that becomes a managerial horror for them, because if you think about it, they are in the minority. So how are you going to maintain control over the population as a minority when things are progressively getting bad, because of your policies for the world population, and the people are basically waking up and turning against whatever the status quo is. Their solution is technology and sabotage. Remember, these people are the money class and the resource class. So these are people who have the money and resources and the connections to basically say be and it is. They have elevated themselves through planning and coordination to the level of godhood on this plane of existence, while reducing the rest of us to serfdom. And I have news for you, the divide is going to get even bigger. AI promises to take the majority of our jobs, and there'll be nothing left for us to do. They have universal basic income lined up for us, and if we don't obey, they just turn off of our cards, or our digital wallets, or whatever it is. So a lot of people look at me and think that somehow I just haven't been able to cut it, in this society, and I haven't been able to I basically, when people look upon me and my condition, monetary condition, they look at me as somebody like kind of like a failure in life that wasn't able to meet the expectations of society and thrive. And that's definitely not the case. I'm definitely a very multi-talented individual, and there's no reason for me to be in the situation that I am in, except for it being deliberate. I've concentrated all of my energy into what it is that I want to do over the past several years, which includes not giving any energy to this matrix whatsoever, that I don't have to give. To buy as few of their products. I don't receive. I'm trying to deal with money as little as I possibly could right now, because that's a means to manipulation, and I only use money to the extent, or try to earn enough money to do what I have to do for my basic subsistence and existence, to move on. But in terms of lending because it's all about energy harvesting, and I will not voluntarily give I'm not going to fund my own oppression. I'm not going to participate, like I'm not going to build a jail that they're going to put me in, but the rest of you can do what you want to do. And our days of having a choice to decide what it is that we want to do and proceed further, the window of opportunity is getting smaller and smaller as the days go by. And there are a couple things standing in the way of those who fancy themselves as our overlords before they can go full-fledged into the program that they want to go into. And those are alliances like the Global South, like the BRICS nations and stuff like that. And right now, like, there's something going on where these people are actually having a very difficult time making their plans manifest, simply because of something called natural law, and not only that, but it's something called metaphysics. Metaphysically speaking, like, because natural law is all-encompassing, it's inescapable, it applies to everyone and everything, so nobody gets away. So one aspect of natural law is something called cause and effect, and also you got to be aware of the fact that the universe seeks balance. So the only way that these people have been able to get away with what they've gotten away with all of this time is through the concealment of secrets. But through the advent of technology, many of us have been able to discover what those secrets are, what the plan is. And we've been trying to share it with you. Me personally, for the past, I started when I was in my early 20s, and I'm 56 now. We're talking about 35 years probably, or 30-something years that I've been an outcast, trying to tell people, do not put stock into this system. It's unsustainable. And I look stupid for the majority of that time. People, what's he talking about? He don't want to get money and this, that, and the other. But nowadays, a lot of people's eyes are opening up, and I'm finally starting to get the respect that I've deserved all along on these subjects. The problem is that so many people are so thoroughly stuck in their ways that they're having problems adjusting, and I've already gone through my adjustment period. When things got, like, right around when I really started getting serious was about 8 years ago, back in 2017, when Hurricanes Irma and Maria hit the islands of the Virgin Islands and devastated us. And there was National Guard and the Navy and all types of military services here. Basically, we were all confined to our neighborhoods and told that and if we tried to come out and go to another neighborhood, we would find checkpoints and be at gunpoint and stuff like that. So our government was drunk on power and used that as an excuse to suppress our movement and limit our freedoms and whatever, just based on the fact that it was a disaster. Another disaster that materialized shortly after that, a couple years after that, was the COVID crisis that manifested internationally. And of course, the rule of law went out the window, and we were all required to conform to a set of social standards that were established by the elite, which recently was confirmed to be a sociological experiment to confirm our individual levels of social responsibility, which unfortunately billions of people or millions of people have allegedly died from since that has taken place. So these are some of the things that have opened up my mind even further than it's been opened, and that's what led me to the point where I said, you know what, no more of my energy, and I'm going to take my energy and use it to try to free my other brothers and sisters in humanity from their chains, their mental chains, and it hasn't worked. But the most important aspect of me warning people was not just to warn them, but to say, hey, listen, we are the ones actually holding the power, and we should take those who are in power that are actually absolutely insane out of power. But we have quite a few logistical challenges to get to that point. Right now, the majority of us human beings are so divided, and that was the plan of those who would fancy themselves as our overlord. Overlords. We have racism, classism. We have all types of things that stand in the way from our unification and the prevention of the materialization of the plans of those who I've stated think that they're our overlords. And we could take the power of their power away so easily by not giving them our energy, and by understanding how it is that they're able to do what they're able to do. You have to understand that we have the advantage because we can operate fully in the light, and they cannot. See, in order for for their plans to materialize, they have to conceal it from us. But lately, they've been having difficulty doing that, because as soon as they present something to us out of the group of people all throughout the world, as soon as it hits the internet, within minutes, people dissect it and have references to whatever the falsehoods are, and this, that, and the other. So they cannot continue to move around in secret like they used to, and make moves without risking exposing themselves. But we now can shut them down in full light, like say, hey, listen, we don't agree with this, and we're shutting you down, and this is what we're doing right now. But in order for us to get to that point, we have to arrive at consensus between the majority of us. And how are we ever going to do that if we're so divided, through racism and classism and all of those other things? We're at this point in 2025, we cannot even see the divinity in another human being. I'm not saying me, I'm far past that. I see the divinity in everyone. So, and everything that exists in this world, so if you're busy trying to discriminate against me, and me doing the same to you, and we're fighting, that makes those who would fancy themselves as elite, our so-called overlords, that makes them smile and laugh, because while we're fighting, they can continue to work together to accomplish their goals. And so that's why I'm not so inclined, even though like I abhor and I'm disgusted by what I see on a regular basis through like the aggression of certain people throughout the world, like the systematic aggression against the people by the police, the policies that have been enacted, and all of that, all of these things that should not be. I'm trying to make people aware of how we can overcome these things, and we have very, very little time. And so already as it stands, like I'm already 8 years ahead of a lot of you people. I've been starving. I've experienced quite a bit of starvation, and I've been humiliated. And when I say humiliated, like humbled, to the point where people from all walks of life have in my period of weakness, of apparent weakness, people from all walks of life, I don't care who you are, have helped me to be able to be in a position to be alive and to talk to you right now. So that is what has helped. So I want what's good for everybody. I want everybody to do well, and one of my greatest wishes is for humanity to put all of our prejudices aside, and our ill will that we hold for one another, and begin to look at the situation for what it really is, and to at least try to understand what it is that I'm presenting to you, because our whole existence depends on it. So I don't have no time for racism or classism or laziness or inactivity or any level of deception whatsoever. I'm a totally no-nonsense kind of guy. I spend 90%, I'd say that's pretty accurate, 90% of my existence, especially in recent time, alone, because I don't want other people's bad habits and tendencies and weaknesses and what have you to rub off on me. If you're not about shit, if you're not about the struggle, if you're not about change and adapting to change or whatever, I basically don't want to be around you. And to be honest with you, at least on this island, St. Thomas, I do not know one other person that's like me, that decided that he's not participating anymore, and that they're not participating anymore, and that they're going to do their own thing to try to live a sustainable lifestyle. I had to learn how to do everything. I learned how to start fires. I learned how to, with nothing. I have multiple ways of starting fires. I learned how to trap, how to hunt, how to fish, how to grow food, how to everything, because I know that I will not be one of those people in compliance with the system in terms of having any digital wallet and all the new things that's coming out right now, like the crypto and investing in crypto, and the stock market, and there's a million different ways right now to make money, and I don't have to be in the situation that I'm in. But like I said, I'm not giving them, like me, I'm very adaptable too. If I decided that I was gonna earn money in any of those ways and give any, I'd be proficient. I'm proficient at anything that I do. I'm very good at anything that I do. But none of my energy, all my energy will be spent on trying to awaken others, to improve my own situation, and that's it, So AI is taking all of our jobs very quickly. We have a whole heap of extinction level events that are manifesting between us, floods, we have volcanoes, whatever. So whatever it is that you've placed your faith in, as far as whatever concept you have about the world going forward, as we've always known it, you probably need to reevaluate and think again. Right now, I'm pretty much going in circles. I'm trying to, like, I had so many more things to come forward with right now, but I can't really think of it. Hopefully, I covered enough of, like, I don't even know what I said in the past 30 minutes and 54 seconds. I don't know what I said, if I said certain things yet, or whether I didn't. I'm not as good of a speaker as I am a writer. So usually I would write these things down and be able to express them to you articulately in a linear fashion. Unfortunately, that was not the case today, and I'm kind of disappointed at my performance. However, I'm still glad about the fact that I had enough courage to come out here knowing, again, that I'm not prepared to deliver this message on the level that I would like to. And I think that I did do a satisfactory enough performance on the things that I did cover. But that's neither here nor there. The fact is that I'm going to end the broadcast right here, but you guys really need to, if you want to survive and adapt to the changes that is going on as we speak on a daily, hourly, minute-by-minute basis, you have to develop a different level of consciousness than what you currently have. And I don't know how many of you made it to the end, because most of you, like I said, according to the analytics that I have access to for my posts and stuff like that on multiple platforms, they tell me that most people listen for only a minute or two, which shows that, like, a lot of people come back to me and they say, yeah, man, I listen to your stuff all the time. And I'll say, oh, well, what do you think about, they have no opinion. That's because they ain't listened to that shit. They fucking have they haven't listened to it. They haven't processed what it is that I've said. And that, most importantly, they're not willing to do anything about it. If they did listen. So this is really a call to arms, so to speak. Not necessarily citing that, at least not at this stage, that any of us have to be violent. But listen, all I'm saying is take your attention away from all of those petty, mundane things that you've been affiliated with before, and focus on the real now. And with all of that having been stated, I'd like to thank you all for your indulgence and wish you a safe and enjoyable day. And if you found value in any of the things that I said today, please share it with your friends and family members and people that you care about. This has been another Fear None Everlasting production. Have a safe and enjoyable day. Right on to the real, and death to the fakers. Justify your existence or die like the motherfucking punk that you know you are. Thanks. Bye.